Sorry? 15 minutes. Good. I know South Carolina who's going in.
You been all right?
Yeah, beautiful. Are those boxes? Are those box scores? Can I get some? 6? How much are they? $8? I don't know how many I have. You were good now. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main interview room here for the postgame of National Semifinal number 1. Joining us from Gonzaga will be head coach Mark Few in just a few moments, along with student-athletes Shimmick Karnowski, Zach Collins, and Nigel Williams-Goss. The student-athletes that do not appear here in the main interview room are available in the Gonzaga locker room. Shortly after Gonzaga, we'll be joined by South Carolina head coach Frank Martin and student-athletes P.J. Dozier, Sindarius Thornwell, Chris Silva, and Dwayne Notice. Those student-athletes not joining us here in the main interview room will be available in the South Carolina locker room, and we'll do our best to let you know when locker rooms open and close as we receive that information. Gonzaga is first, followed by South Carolina. in just a few moments. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, when joining us here in the main interview room, please silence your cell phone. Please refrain from any flash photography as well as recording of any video, including on your mobile phone or handheld camera, mini camera. No social media publishing live of any kind is permitted when it comes to video. So no live video from your mobile phone anywhere during the Final Four throughout the entirety of the University of Phoenix Stadium. We have satellite information in the back. The gentlemen and ladies from Hammond Communications can help you with that, or if you need that info, I have it up here as well. It's the same that we've been using all week, and we'll use it for the rest of the weekend as well. Gonzaga coming up next, followed by South Carolina in just a few moments. Yeah. Oh, great. Once again, student athletes joining us for Gonzaga will be Shimek Karnowski, Zach Collins, and Nigel Williams-Goss. The student athletes that will join us from South Carolina will be PJ Dozier, Sindarius Thornwell, Chris Silva, and Dwayne Notice. Those student athletes that do not join us here in the main interview room will be available in their respective team locker rooms. Ed, are you having a nice time? He's not returning. Jim, do you have a question for me? I got you. I don't think that counts. I think it's the same rule as shotgun with the car. I think you got to be able to see the car. That part's not in the manual, but I just, you know. Can't call shotgun next Tuesday. Right. Gonzaga has arrived.
As we like to say, we here.
Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats. Congrats. Coach, congrats. That was pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined now by the head coach of Gonzaga, Mark Few, along with student athletes Shimek Karnowski, Zach Collins, and Nigel Williams-Goss. We'll ask Coach Few to begin with an opening statement, then we'll take questions first for the student athletes only. Coach.
I don't know that I could make a statement that would sum up, A, how I feel, and B, to describe that game, man. Just an awesome basketball game with just how hard both teams competed. I mean, that run South Carolina made on us, that just shows, just the heart of a lion that they have, that, that Frank instills in them, that they get from him. And, I mean, it took everything we had to hold them off and come back. And I'm just really, really proud of our guys, our late game execution. I think that's been a topic of speculation because we haven't really had many close games, but we practiced it a lot. And, I mean, the guys executed it perfectly, especially down the last 4 minutes. So really proud of them for that, and just ecstatic to be still playing, and to be playing the last game of the year is just crazy cool.
And just a reminder, we can't allow for video recording devices in the main interview room. That includes mobile phones. Questions first for the student athletes. If you have a question, raise your hand. Let's go right down front on the right side.
Jacob Palmer, San Francisco Examiner. Nigel, when you were walking back over here, you were saying, they said we were nervous, they didn't believe in us or something like that. How do you encapsulate what you're feeling right now as the first Gonzaga team to make it this far?
One, I just feel blessed to be a part of something so special. Just the journey that we've been on has just been unreal, and we just never stop believing, and we've had the utmost confidence in ourselves the entire season long. And yeah, I mean, like I said before the game, I guess they were making comments that we were the most nervous team in the tournament, and we've just heard everything this year. We've heard the conference, we've heard we haven't played tight games, that we're not tough. We've heard everything. So again, we're sitting here at 37-1 and playing the last game of the season. It's just a blessing, and I just couldn't be more happy to be playing with these guys.
To the left side, just to the right of the aisle.
Question also for Nigel. Pretty similar to that one. In February in LA, you told me that you felt like for this program to get the respect they deserve, you guys had to make a Final Four. You get here, people talk about your path, playing an 11 seed in the Elite Eight. Do you feel like you finally earned that respect? And if not, are you excited to go get it Monday?
And, sir, your name and media outlet real quick.
Aaron Torres, Fox Sports. Thank you,
Aaron.
I mean, again, we only played an 11 seed because they had to beat higher seeds. So, I mean, we can't control, who we played. Obviously, I mean, these teams have all beaten really good teams. You look at the teams that Xavier beat, from down the line, Arizona, Florida State, Maryland, South Carolina beating Baylor, Duke. So, I mean, no one's here by accident. And I said all 4 teams are more than deserving, and you got to give them a lot of credit. They came out here and competed like we knew they would. So, again, I think the respect thing has to go out the window. I mean, at 30, you have 37 wins in a college season. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And to be playing the last game of the season, we have a chance to play for it all, and we're here to win it.
To the center of the room.
Andrew Miller with the Post-Courier in Charleston. Nigel, what did you guys do with Sindarius Thornwell to kind of slow him down, especially down there in the last 5-6 minutes when he really didn't get a good look at the basket?
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to our coaches. I've said it all year long that they just do an unbelievable job of getting us dialed in and prepared to players' tendencies, and they do a great job of telling us even counters that they might go to. So all we have to do is go follow their game plan. So it's actually pretty simple. But we just try to give them different looks. I mean, we had J3 guarding him for a while, so we had a 4-man. Then I took him a couple possessions. Sometimes we stayed on his trailed his screens. Sometimes we switched him. So we just try to keep him off balance and just try to make it as tough as possible. I mean, he's a great player, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy to contain him.
Front of the room in the center.
Hi, Tyler Paley, Arizona PBS. Zach, this question's for you. Six blocks today, that's a career high for you, albeit you're a freshman. But what was going through your mind this game? They say defense wins championships, but what was going through your mind, and what made you step up?
Well, that's my job, is to go in and rim protect. So every game I try to do the same thing, just try to rim protect without fouling. I had 4 fouls today, but I thought getting those block shots would help us. And they attacked the rim really well. In the first half, they attacked me 3 or 4 times, and I didn't get the block, and they made the shot. So, they're a really good team. They attacked the rim really well, and I just had to use, my length, my hands and stuff to get blocks and help our team to win.
All the way to the front, all the way to the left.
Jim Mahan at the Spokesman Review. Shemek, take us through the play where you got poked in the eye, who you saw at halftime, and how it affected you from there.
I got blocked, but I just put the finger in my eye. I had a blurry vision, a little bit shadow on. I couldn't really open it, so I just went to the locker room. I saw a eye doctor and one of our trainers. I tried to take care of it, and By the time we were going out from the halftime, it started feeling a little bit better, and throughout the whole second half, it was getting better and better.
To the center of the room, Zach.
Zach Braziller, New York Post, for either Nigel or Przemic. I know I butchered it. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Just your thoughts on the kind of game Zach played. It was the two-way game he played, and how instrumental he was to you guys figuring out a way to win this game.
Let's ask Nigel to go first, and Shemek can return after.
Well, me and Zach are roommates, and we've been roommates all year long. And he told me before the game, he said, "Look, I wouldn't want to be playing against me today." And Coach says it all year that we can't just talk the talk, we got to walk the walk. And when he told me that, I looked at him and I said, "All right, let's do it then." And for him to come out and have a double-double with 6 blocks, he walked the walk. And so just couldn't be more happy for him. Again, going back to us being roommates, he said all year, "Man, I got to get a double-double. I got to get a double-double." And so I guess it's a pretty good time to have one in the national semi game. And like I said, he was just huge. I mean, all these guys were huge, but just couldn't be more happy for Zach.
And Shemek, same question for you.
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. His work ethic is awesome. He's been playing well for us the entire season. Whenever I go to the bench, he gets in, and basically our team doesn't drop a bit. So he's been huge for us, not only this game but the entire season. And just with 6 blocks, my career high is 7, but 6 is still good.
Let's go to the right side of the room in the center.
Simi Rieger, Tel Aviv, Israel. Zach, 2 things. First of all, change your roommate. And the second thing is, no?
I'm not changing my roommate.
All right. The second thing is, after a big run that they made, you came in and you shot a 3. Was that designated? And you made it. Do you remember?
Yeah. I don't think it was designated or anything, but I knew they were heating up Nigel, and I just wanted to come in and hit a shot. And I right when I flashed up to the high post, I knew I was going to shoot it. And I think Shemek was open on the low post, and I probably should have passed it, but luckily it went in.
Let's go to the front of the room on the right. This will be the final question for the student athletes.
Ed Graining, Review Journal. Zach, you talked last week about kind of your journey with Gonzaga over here. But 1, did you really say I wouldn't want to play against me tonight? And 2, if you did say that, what gave you the confidence on that stage to say that?
Yeah, I really did say that. And Nigel said the same thing back to me. I don't know, I just felt like we did our homework, and the scout was really good, and we've been guarding them, their plays really well all week. And we were all really confident whether they went zone or they went man. And I knew I had a couple of rough games before this, and I wanted to come out and just play a lot better for my team. And in my head, I just said I had no choice. And that's when I told Nigel I just felt really good.
We'd like to thank Shemek and Zach and Nigel for joining us here. They're going to head back to the locker room and join their teammates. The locker room is still open with student-athlete availability. The first question for Coach Few is going to be all the way in the back on the left. Go ahead, Jim.
Thank you. Coach Jim Roop, Westwood One News. I don't mean to put a damper on this thing, but
then don't.
First half defense a little shaky. Maybe not the game you really wanted to play. So what's tomorrow going to look like in preparation for Monday night?
Okay. Well, first of all, to be honest with you, since that. If I had my choice, that was exactly the game I would have chosen. I envisioned going into this like 25-22 at half. The fact that it was going up and down is the way we want to play and like to play, and when we're at our best. I was disappointed in our transition defense and just one or two breakdowns. I thought they hit some really, really tough shots over our rim protection, but you got to give them credit. I mean, they took the hit from Zebo and Shemi and delivered. But then I got in at half, and I think they shot 37%. So, again, sometimes our defense, it has a kind of a cumulative effect on you. And at the end of the day, you hold a team like that in a Final Four game in the 30s, that's a really good thing.
In the second row on the right side here.
Eddie House, Sirius XM.
The legend. Huh?
First off,
Eddie can get it going like that.
Sometimes I can. Hey, first off, congratulations to getting to this point, and
Thanks.
one more step, and you'll reach the mountaintop. But the question I have for you, that last sequence, you guys were up 3. Was it
Yep.
communicated in the huddle not to give up a 3, and if you were in a bad way, just to foul, knowing that you guys had an opportunity to get the ball back?
Well, I stayed consistent with what we've done all year, and hopefully we'll be in that situation Monday, and it's fine that they know it. But we love to make the ball handler use as much time as possible where he's not in a threatening position to take a shooting motion and then foul. And I thought we waited a little long to do that, quite honestly, but Perk went out and grabbed him before he was in the shooting motion, and we were able to kind of, as it turned out, you couldn't be any better, because the problem with it is if you foul too early, you've got to get the ball in, you got to make free throws again, you got to do it all over again. The second part of it is, and when you practice it and when you know your team, this is what frustrates me when people tell you what you need to do, is you have to rebound the free throw. Okay, and we have been as bad a rebounding free throws. We gave up, I think, 2 dead ball ones today. And for whatever reason, we just don't rebound free throws very well. So, in my mind, I was thinking, play it out, but then also, I went with my gut and said, let's foul if we can. So,
This will be the third row on the right side.
Will Mop and SB Nation. Coach Few, there's a lot of talk about you having a really deep team this year, but you only played 3 guys off the bench. But Silas came up big in the first half, Tilly at the line there late, and Zach Collins, huge all game. What confidence do you have in your bench on a stage like this?
I have a lot of confidence in it. If you've watched us play, you'd realize we play 8. The rotation is 8. We got 4 inside and 4 on the outside, and we rotate them around. And it's pretty much what we've done all year. The depth has really helped us. It's helped us in practice. If there is a situation where there's an injury or, maybe we're struggling somewhere, then we're comfortable to go with Jeremy Jones or Rui, to get that 9th player out there, and even Brian Alberts. So, but that's basically how we've done it for 38 games.
Back to Ed.
Ed Graney, Review-Journal. Mark, you said last week that you recruited Zach, and then you get Shimmick back. This is recruited him to start. Can you go through Zach's mindset the whole year from the beginning till now? I don't know if you can predict this in this stage, but how he's matured, the progression of him as a player and as a kid?
Well, hey, the best thing about Zach is he's as great a kid as you're ever going to coach, and he's an unbelievable team guy, and that's all he cares about. I think sometimes there's a lot of noise, about things that maybe – minutes or points per possession and stuff like that. He loves being part of this team. He loves what he's doing on this team. He's from the day one he came in. We recruited him as a starter, and then Shemmy's deal happened, which just was crazy. So he's had a great attitude about that. I consider him a starter. We've shown all year that at game point we love going to him. In fact, we went out of a timeout under the 4-minute mark to him. I only got that offensive foul that I didn't think was an offensive foul, but that's a whole nother diatribe we could go on into here. But no, we trust him. I trust him and Tilly at the end of the game. So sometimes it's just situational, and he's handled it masterfully all year. He's actually been really good from the jump. I mean, he's been on a growth plane, but hardest thing is keeping him out of foul trouble. He's so innately aggressive, which you love, but it's very difficult to keep him, and that's limited his minutes more than anything is his foul trouble.
In the front row.
Jacob Palmer, San Francisco Examiner. 2-part question, Mark. Is this the toughest team you've ever coached here at Gonzaga, and how do you encapsulate this run that you've made after all these years with the same program?
Well, I don't know that I do a great job or even I'm comfortable comparing this team to that team or whatever. Certainly, I mean, you can look at what this team's done and I mean, we make an assumption that, I mean, they're as good as anything that's ever, walked the soil up in Spokane, and I wouldn't argue with you. I've had some really, really tough teams. I've had some really close teams. I've had some teams that have been crazy efficient on the offensive end and ones that have been pretty darn good on the defensive end that probably didn't get credit for it. These guys are all of that, all of it. And the story with these guys is, it truly is, and I think it's been kind of under, talked about, is how they came together. I mean, we had 9 guys that were new to the program on September 1st. I mean, when Jordan showed up, that was when we were finally complete as a team. Perkins and Nelson were the only ones that played the year before, significant minutes. And then, but yet from the jump, these guys have jumped into roles. They haven't fought anything, and it's absolutely been amazing. The sacrifices they've made. They've gave up shots, minutes, roles, just like Zach Collins a little bit, and Perkins and everybody. So it's been great stuff.
This will be the final question for Coach Few.
Coach, Jeff Schneider, NBC Phoenix. When you went into the locker room just now, you did a handstand. Can you describe what the emotion was?
Are we calling it a handstand now? Because
Well,
sometimes they've been a little weak, a little.
I didn't see it. My reporter said it was
I
a
felt
handstand.
pretty good. I felt like I stuck it, you know?
Was that
I don't know if
something-
I stuck the landing, but yeah, no. I mean, over the years, big wins, road wins, just to get this team to have some fun. And we've been on this team to show some emotion because there's always expectations with Gonzaga teams that they should win every game. And so it becomes a little bit, sometimes I worry that my guys get like it's a job, and we've been on them to show emotion. So they're always on me to show emotion after a win. So that's my fairly weak effort of showing emotion. So I got out of it with a healthy rotator cuff and a healthy Achilles, so I feel like I'm in a good place.
We'd like to thank and congratulate Coach Few. Coach, we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
You got it.
The South Carolina locker room is open, and student-athletes are available there. We're joined now in the main interview room by head coach Frank Martin and student-athletes P.J. Dozier, Sindarius Thornwell, Chris Silva, and Dwayne Notice. We'll ask Coach Martin to begin with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions first for the student-athletes.
A lot of credit to Gonzaga. We struggled to defend them in the first half and kind of stopped playing offensively the right way in the first half at the end, the last 2.5, 3 minutes. But they had a lot to do with that. It wasn't self-inflicted wounds. But so proud of these guys. Like I've been saying for the last 3 weeks, the harder it gets, the tougher they stand. And every once in a while you get put down on the mat, and you better have courage to get off your back. And these guys do it every single time. So, but a lot of credit to Gonzaga.
Questions for the student-athletes only, or we're going to go to the center of the room.
Andrew Miller from the Post-Courier in Charleston. Sid, what did they do defensively to kind of make you work so hard and kind of limit your touches and your looks to the basket?
They just, clogged the paint on my drives. They forced me to pass it out on my drives and just protected the rim real well. That was really it. Just forced me to pass the ball on my drives.
Next questions to the right side, Eddie.
This is not really a question. This is Eddie House, Sirius XM. This is not really a question. I just want to say that I'm extremely proud of how you guys play as a former player. You guys play the way you're supposed to play, with heart, with grit. You never quit. Your coach never quit. You guys kept fighting. You guys gave me goosebumps. And just proud of you guys to play the way you guys play. Don't hang your head, man, and you got to keep pushing, keep fighting. And that's my statement. I don't have no question.
Thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of respect, Eddie.
Next question is right toward the center of the room.
Hey, Sindarius, I know it's tough now, but can you kind of reflect on your 4 years and kind of what you've done for this program and where it's at now, and Dwayne as well?
Yeah, it's been great, the 4 years I've had here. from the start to finish. You know, it's been great. You know, I'd like to thank everybody for the support. You know, coming in, you know, we never thought we would be here, but we worked every day. We never gave up. Us seniors that came in the situation we was in, we never gave up. We believed in Coach from day one. From the day he stepped in my house and recruited me, we all believed him. And, you know, we continued, we stayed at it. We stayed together and, you know, we didn't listen to anybody, and we continued to work until we got to this point right here. And, you know, we appreciate everybody, all the fans, Gamecock Nation, for all the support that was with us for over those 4 years.
And Dwayne, same question to you.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Just appreciative of the moment, appreciative of all the support we've gotten from all the fans, and the opportunity that Frank gave myself and my family to come to this school and this institution. And it's been open arm policy, and it's helped me grow as a man. I think each year, you know, Sendarius, Justin, and I, we've grown as men, and we've grown also as basketball players. And I wouldn't, if I had to go back, I wouldn't change it.
Up front to David.
David Cloninger, the State. Sin, was the plan on the final free throw to intentionally miss it and hope for the rebound?
Yeah, the plan was to miss it left, and hopefully Chris could tap it out to somebody, and that was the plan.
Back left, Jim.
Thank you, guys. Jim Roop with Westwood One News. And any of or all of you can take this. But one of the things we've learned a lot from your coach over this tournament is the cornerstone of character that he instills and builds in you, and has since, I guess, you joined the team with him. Help us understand, if you can articulate, how that helps you handle something like today.
Chris, can you take that? And PJ next.
You know, from the beginning, you prepare us for actions like that. You know, when situation get tougher, you want to see how we handle it. And if we don't respond well, he's going to be here to support us and tell us what to do. You know, yeah, since the beginning of the season, that's what we work for, moments like this, you know. And, I mean, we try to do our best to respond the way we learn how to respond.
PJ, same question to you.
Yeah, just what you said, but, I mean, I'm surprised that's all y'all learned from this guy. You know, we learn so much from, you know, every day. Every day he instills that characteristic that you're talking about in his players, on and off the court. He teaches so many life lessons that you can also reflect back on basketball and use it towards basketball and, you know, everyday life. So, you know, that's just the big thing. That's the great thing about this guy, that, you know, he'll help you grow as a basketball player and as a person at the same time without you even really realizing it. So, you know, he's been doing that all year for us, and we're just thankful for it.
All the way to the left side.
Josh Peter with USA Today. For PJ and Sin, can you talk about what the plan was in the last play and how things unfolded?
Sendarius first, please, then PJ.
Which play? The free throw play or the? The plan was to Chris set a high ball screen on Rob's man, and I set a back screen on Chris's man, and Dwayne set a flare on me, and if I had an open shot, shoot it. If not, drive the baseline, and Chris pin in, screen in PJ's man on the backside and skip it over. That was the plan, but you know, they fouled before we could go through with it.
And PJ, anything to add there?
That was a play right there.
To the right side of the room.
Simi Rieger, Tel Aviv, Israel. Tell us about the process that when you were, to PJ, when you were recruited by Coach Martin, and what convinced you to come to South Carolina, and everything that he said to you, did it come true?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, the process was great. You know, just the support that I got from everyone. You know, of course, you always had some people saying, you know, don't go here, don't go there. But I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't paying attention to them. You know, I was, you know, looking to pick the best school for me, you know, selfishly, and do what I had to do for myself. So the process was great. You know, me and Coach built a great relationship throughout the whole process at the very beginning. I mean, you know, I used to always come to the games even before, you know, we got to know each other. When he first got to South Carolina, you know, I would come to the games to see, you know, the progress that they was making year by year. So, you know, it's just, I had the utmost faith in Coach and what he has been doing for the program and what he will do. So that's just how that worked.
Final question for the student athletes in the center of the room, Zach.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Sendarius, were you weakened at all by the illness? Were you at 100%?
Yeah, I was at 100%. I think the first half, I was a little fatigued a little bit, but that's still not an excuse for anything. But second half, I was fine. I was fine the whole game.
We want to thank Dwayne, Chris, and Darius, and PJ for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back to the South Carolina locker room, which continues to be open. Congrats on a great season and a great run, fellas. Questions for Coach Martin. We'll begin to the right of the aisle with Mark.
Coach, again, congrats on a great run here. The doubting in Gonzaga, them not being a power conference team, has persisted for a while. You obviously have played both in your conference schedule and in the past couple weeks a ton of great teams and a ton of great power conference teams. Is there anything that distinguishes them now that you've played them from those teams?
It's not 1997 anymore. They were Cinderella and all that pretty stuff in 97. They've been in this thing for 20 consecutive years. They're as high major as high major can get.
To the left of the aisle.
Josh Peter, USA Today. Frank, 12 seconds left. You're down by 3. What's the plan?
Exactly what Sendarius described. I figured there was enough time where they were not going to foul right away to prevent us from shooting a 3. But when you got fifth-year seniors across the board, like they do, they don't make mistakes. And they took away the initial hit. And then, like Sendarius said, the plan was if they took away the initial hit, we're going to drive hard baseline and pin in PJ's man and get a backside 3. But I'm not sure who the young man guarding Sendarius was. They kind of waited, and as soon as he held the ball for that take, they hand-checked and put us on the line. And then we have a free throw play that we run, I got to watch the film. I think Chris, either they boxed him out real good or he froze, one or the other. But you kidding me? We're not even in this game if it's not for him. Unfortunate.
In that same area on the left side.
Aaron Torres, Fox Sports. Just curious, throughout the season you saw so many great guards, but the impact that Nigel Williams-Goss had on this game for Gonzaga.
Yeah, he was in total control of the game for the first 30 minutes or so. Total control of the game, and I probably should have extended our defense earlier in the game. I was concerned that we wouldn't, because I know they're real good, and I was concerned that we wouldn't have enough juice left in the tank to finish off the game. So I was kind of holding that. I didn't expect to be down 14 and have to use it, but eventually when we got down so much, we had no choice. He's good. He's real good.
Coach, just to the left of the right side aisle here.
Judy Gatson from WYS. Coach, first of all, congratulations on an incredible season. There are a lot of kids back home in South Carolina who are cheering their hearts out for you today. They dream of playing for you one day. What do you want to say to them as fans of you and the team, and also about how to respond to disappointments like this?
There's something powerful when you impact others. And what these kids have done, it's pretty special. When you get people to travel across the country by the masses because they believe in what you do, it's powerful stuff. and they've impacted our community in an unbelievable way, which is worth so much more than the score of a game. It's what it's all about. These kids are great role models. There's a lot of young kids that want to be the next Darius Thornwell, Justin Mackey. I don't get to coach them anymore, but they're part of my life forever.
We'll take the next question just to the right of the aisle.
Carlos Nava, ESPN Deportes. Coach, me gustaría conocer sus impresiones en español para su audiencia. Y número dos, ¿qué sigue para usted y para el programa después de lo que sucedió este año?
Esto ha sido una experiencia increíble. Pensar que hace 5 años nosotros jugábamos juegos y no había nadie en la arena para vernos jugar. Y 5 años después estamos aquí en el Final Four. Averajamos un promedio de 14,000 personas por juego. Hemos creado una atmósfera increíble en la comunidad, como los muchachos se representan. Yo estoy muy entusiasmado con los muchachos en el programa. Los que regresan tienen que entender qué difícil es el camino este. Y los que se van han creado una atmósfera, un cariño, una habilidad de hacer muchas personas creer y sonreír, que son las cosas más importantes en la vida, cuando uno puede coger a otras personas y que ellos crean y se enamoren con lo que está haciendo uno. Yo estoy súper entusiasmado con el programa nosotros en el camino que estamos. Un juego muy duro contra un equipo muy bueno y fallamos muchos tiros.
On the right side.
Simi Rieger from Tel Aviv. Frank, last time I saw you here in the States, you had a great thing going at K-State. What made you change to go to South Carolina? And the second part is, what do you look for in a kid when you recruit him?
Eric Hyman convinced me that I was the human being that he needed. Eric Hyman was the athletic director who hired me at South Carolina. Him and Harris Bastides convinced me that I was the person that was willing to roll up his sleeves and change the whole dynamic that existed at South Carolina for men's basketball. And I kind of enjoyed the idea of that challenge. And I don't know, I guess that's the dumb in me, that I like to take on difficult things. I've never tasted easy, so I don't know what easy's all about. And we took on the challenge. My staff, I can't say enough for those guys, their families, we were in a top 25 program. We had the best team we had in our time there coming back. And I fell in love with the idea of trying to rebuild what Frank McGuire built once upon a time. And I just couldn't say no. I believed in the people.
Final question for Coach, all the way to the back and on the left.
John Whittle, thebigspur.com. Frank, how do you want this team to be remembered? What kind of traits, when people look back 10, 15, 25 years, how do you want this group to be remembered?
Exactly the way this game played out. Exactly the way the game played out. We were taking on the number 1 seed, team that was number 1 in the country a couple weeks ago. And with nothing but fifth-year seniors. And we found ourselves in a difficult place during the course of the game. We didn't have the resolve, for whatever reasons, I don't know, to fight the way that we needed to for the first 30 minutes of the game. And I told our players a story about a JV team that I coached once upon a time that had a bunch of young kids, didn't understand the necessity to be a good teammate, to play together. And I took them to wrestle against the wrestlers on our school team, and every one of them got pinned. Every one of our guys got pinned. And I utilized that to make them understand that if you want to be on your own and do your own thing, try wrestling. Not very good at it. If you want to be good as a unit and you need help to get off your back when you're on your back, then you better be a good teammate. And that's what this team did tonight. That's what they've done their whole careers. That's what they've done the whole year. Is we've gotten put on our backs a couple times, but we don't lay there. We figure out a way to get off our backs and get back up and fight to the end. And that's why I'm so proud of these guys and what they've built, and how hard they fought to get a lot of people to smile, a lot of people to care. When you get people to smile and care, you're obviously doing something right, and that's what these kids have done.
We want to thank Coach Martin for joining us and congratulate Coach on a great season and a great run in March and now April.